Hi guys, it's Tamra, the Judeo-Christian medium, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to my mediumship read, my channeling with Miss, I'm gonna call her Miss, Aretha Franklin. Yay! Oh, hi Aretha. You guys, she's been with me for a long time, and she's been with me all day, but she's just sitting up in the corner, and she's actually on a horse. And she's wearing a plaid shirt. It's very like fall looking. It's like orange, and it's very 70s, kind of like orangey pinkish, but it's kind of muted, and it has like these little gold, she's really emphasizing these little gold lines through it, and she looks very natural. Her hair is it's kind of like straightened but feathered, and it's flowing in the wind. Very light makeup, and she's just very happy. Her cheeks are glowing, and her and I made an agreement before I came on, that she would remind me to say things that like her and I are speaking telepathically. And one thing that I've noticed when I go through my videos is there's often a lot of things I don't say out loud. And even I've had two guests lately that were alive, and there were things that I thought I said out loud to them that I didn't. So Aretha is really going to work on that with me. Okay, so she's explaining why she's wearing what she's wearing. She's wearing also like brown corduroy pants and really nice like dark brown leather riding boots. So this outfit personifies who she is. There was a very natural side to her, and I'm going to put in like a very natural photo of her, and a very glamorous side. And the glamour is where the sparkly lines through her shirt are. And she's also very fit, which she says she wishes that she could have been more fit while she was here. There were periods where she lost a lot of weight. She's saying, but that's different than being fit. But it also was her time period that she went through, and she doesn't want you to feel sorry for her. She also had a lot of fun. Okay, so she's going to just hang out, and I'm going to quickly introduce myself and introduce my spiritual team. So, sorry, I'm very sore today too. And I'm very sporty today. So that's because, yeah, it's just the mood. This is a hard video to make. I want it to be comfortable. She asked me to sort of get in touch with my inner child. So I wore my hat and I'm just very comfortable. She's saying she didn't want me to feel any sort of discomfort, poked and prodded with outfits or things like that. She's really like delving into my childhood and her childhood in the 70s. Okay. So again, like I said, I'm Tamra, the Judeo-Christian medium. So that means I'm a Jewish Christian medium. And I discovered that through a lifetime of metaphysical experiences. You can check those out on my channel. I don't have tons of videos, so it's not that hard to go through them. And also I've categorized them into playlists. So you can check out my metaphysical experiences if you'd like. I've had a lifetime of metaphysical experiences and then a final near-death experience and instructions on how to connect to my team after that near-death experience. So that's the best way I could describe it now. But anyway, I ended up connecting, and I also was an angel card reader. So, but through all of that, I ended up connecting to Jesus, like reconnecting. I had connected to him several times in my life, not knowing, but anyway, figuring this all out, which I've explained in other videos. And he told me that and throughout my lifetime and now, I am Jewish and Christian through current DNA, through past lifetimes, and other lifetime DNA, which we'll get to at another time. Speaking of which, tomorrow it's very synchronous, a lot of synchronicity that I'm reading her for you all right now, because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day and that's really important to me, but I will get into that at another time. Okay, so that's a little brief synopsis of who I am. If you're curious about more, you can also check out my About section where I explain things further. But anyway, I also would like to introduce you to my spiritual team who is with me, who is guiding this reading, who is helping me. And the way that I would like to introduce you is through prayer. So feel free to close your eyes and pray with me. I'm going to thank my team with one word. This is a word that they chose. They are all so much more than this one word, but just for brevity, I'm really like into vocabulary today, but really just for time's sake, we're going to just give them one word. Okay. Whew. I'm in New York, so of course you're going to hear sirens. So I would like to thank God. God comes to me through my upper right. Very indescribable. I would like to thank God. Thank you, God. Thank you for life. God is very white. God connects down to Jesus. I'd like to thank you, Jesus, and this is still, so he's coming down to my right-hand side. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for peace. Jesus is coming to me tonight, just very indigo. He's saying basic. We're making this basic. Jesus connects to, we have a new energy in the group. She's introduced herself to me. She's always been here, but she's just coming forward. And that is Mary Magdalene, the twin flame of Jesus. And they're together. They're a spiritual group. Thank you, Mary Magdalene. Thank you for patience. I've been needing that. That's one of the reasons why she came through. And I will do a reading on her. There's a lot of explanation here. Mary Magdalene connects over to Mother Mary, who sits at my right-hand shoulder. And so Jesus and Mary Magdalene are both very indigo, and they connect over to Mother Mary. Thank you, Mother Mary. Thank you for comfort. Mother Mary is also very indigo. So they are vibrating very high in a Pleiadian energy. Just to remind you, my spiritual team is in the 12th dimension. They are Arcturian, Pleiadian, and tall white. So Mother Mary connects over to Father Joseph. Hi, Father Joseph. Thank you, Father Joseph. Thank you for stability. And Father Joseph is coming in very indigo and very white. So he's very in his Pleiadian energy and his tall white. And Father Joseph connects over to Archangel Michael. Now we have a smaller circle. Archangel Michael sits in this little circle to my right. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you for protection. Archangel Michael is very indigo blue. And Archangel Michael is reminding me to explain to you all about the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and tall whites. So you can check that out in my playlist, what it means to be Pleiadian, what it means to be Arcturian, what it means to be tall white, and what it means to be reptilian. And just quickly, when God created humanity here on Earth, he got together with the Pleiadians, Arcturians, tall whites, and reptilians to create humanity. So thank you, Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael connects over to Archangel Metatron. Thank you, Archangel Metatron. Thank you for entertainment. Archangel Metatron is very sparkly tonight. He's very red, orange, and yellow, and he's doing a zip. He wants to talk. And just to let you all know too, Archangel Michael is talking to me that this whole group are also the Galactic Federation. And if you yourself feel like you are a star seed in some way or another, you are part of the Galactic Federation, even if you are not acting on it, but feel free to act on it anytime. The Galactic Federation are these galactic entities who have had many lifetimes on Earth. I'm part of it. This Galactic Federation, basically we fight spiritual warfare. Okay, so let's get back to the prayer. Thank you, Archangel Metatron. Thank you for entertainment. Archangel Metatron connects over to Archangel Eric Medhus. Thank you, Archangel Eric Medhus. Thank you for communication. So Archangel Medhus is part of the spiritual group of Archangel Uriel, but he's branched off. His mom has a channel, Elise Medhus, on YouTube, and Archangel Eric Medhus was her son on earth and in the spiritual realm. And he is part of the spiritual team, like I said, of Archangel Uriel, but he's branched off, and his mission is to connect us to the other side. So if you'd like to connect to someone on the other side, pray to Archangel Eric Medhus. And his mother's channel is called Channeling Eric. So Archangel Eric Medhus connects over to Archangel Gabriel. And Archangel Eric Medhus is very indigo. Archangel Eric Medhus connects over to Archangel Gabriel. It feels like a fire here. Oh my gosh, Gabriel is so warm. Thank you, Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is very red, and Elvis is part of Archangel Gabriel. He's right here for Aretha. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. Thank you for acceptance. Yes, he is very connected to Aretha. A soulmate of Aretha's. Thank you. Archangel. Oh, he's talking to me. Okay, Archangel Gabriel connects over to past Michael to Archangel Sandalphon. Sorry, they're talking. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Ooh, Archangel Sandalphon is very warm too. Ah, they're giving me comfort. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you for intelligence. Archangel Sandalphon is very white. And so Archangel Sandalphon and this side of the right side back, like it's like an orchestra, back and up a little bit, are the tall whites. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you for intelligence. Archangel Sandalphon connects to Archangel Raphael. Thank you, Archangel Raphael. Thank you for healing. Archangel Raphael is white and violet. Archangel Raphael connects over to Archangel Azrael. Thank you, Archangel Azrael. Thank you for organization. Archangel Azrael is very white, indigo, and violet. And you can check out my 2025 yearly predictions. The numerology is number 9. This group, they all have numbers, which connects to numerology and connects their colors. There's a lot going on. The rainbow. This is where the rainbow comes from. When you hear about the rainbow connection, it's this group, and it swirls down all the way down to Earth. And it is also called the Rainbow Bridge that connects us over to the other side when we pass. The connection is always there, but we don't see it until we pass. And many just see white, and then they'll see the rainbow. So thank you, Archangel Azrael. Thank you for organization. Like I said, this group represents so much more. So as we can see what's going on this year so far, and I put some of it in my predictions, but it's really unfolding. It's an energy of the law, and it's working with Archangel Michael. So we can see this going on politically. It's a year about organization, the law, and also like a whistleblowing energy. So we're seeing like the bean counting, the Doge that's going on in America. Jesus says he wants the whole world to be doged. And Jesus and this team would like you to doge your life. Just figure out what you really need to be spending your money on and not. And Aretha is jumping in and saying, you know, some luxury is good. You know, it's up for you. It's up to you to decide like what you feel is worth it. But it is a very good year to explore your personal finances and your company, whatever company, you know, you work for, whatever business that you do. Okay, so thank you, Archangel Azrael. Thank you for organization. Archangel Azrael connects over to Archangel Jophiel. Thank you, Archangel Jophiel. Thank you for magical beauty. She's very sparkly. She's white with a little bit of violet, very gold and silver. And she's saying, pray to me if you need some sparkle in your life, because it's all about balance, and that's missing from a lot of people's lives too. A little sparkle, magical beauty. So Archangel Jophiel saying, like, if you're going on a date or a job interview, pray to her to give you a little magical beauty. So Archangel Michael is reminding me of why I'm wearing this outfit. So it is because I'm part of the Galactic Federation, and I'm wearing the hat because of Aretha. But the reason I'm wearing this navy sweatshirt, they think that's really funny. They always have me wear this ensemble. This has to do with being part of the Galactic Federation, being spiritually a part of the Navy. I've been in the Navy in past lives. It's very important to me. It's very important to my team. They said it's very important for 2025. We're going to see a lot of action and protection on the water. And we can see like governments coming together, you know, joining countries to have protection of the water. So anyway, that's why I'm wearing this. So now appropriately, we'll connect. Archangel Jophiel connects to Archangel Uriel, which is me. Thank you, Archangel Uriel. Thank you for my mission. So part of my mission is to connect others with their mission. And you can see Archangel Uriel is very indigo, very Pleiadian. Archangel Uriel connects over, now we're on my left-hand side, to Archangel Zadkiel. Thank you, Archangel Zadkiel. Thank you for balance. And wow, they're really, really warm tonight. So I haven't felt this before, like such warmth. Thank you, Archangel Zadkiel. They're giving me a lot of energy. They said I really need it. It's the end of winter in New York, and I'm done. I'm done with it. You know, obviously I'm in North America. I'm sure most of you are just done with the winter. I need sun. Anyway, thank you, Zadkiel. It's very generous of you. He's like, you're welcome. Archangel Zadkiel is green. And thank you, Archangel Zadkiel. Thank you for balance. Archangel Zadkiel connects to Archangel Jeremiah, who's very yellow. Thank you, Archangel Jeremiah. Thank you for wildness. And pray to Archangel Jeremiah for wildness. That might sound strange, but that's a fiery, sometimes we just need to do things in life here on earth. We need some wildness, like a jolt of energy, especially me. Thank you, Archangel Jeremiah. Thank you for wildness. Archangel Jeremiah connects to Archangel Raguel, who's very red. Thank you, Archangel Raguel. Thank you for swagger. And sometimes we need swagger in this life. Archangel Raguel connects to Archangel Chamuel, who's light blue. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel. Thank you for calm. Archangel Chamuel connects to Archangel Ezekiel, who is very harvesty, corn colored. Thank you, Archangel Ezekiel. Thank you for nutrition. So, you know, if you don't speak English, I'll say it for, I don't know if you get subtitles, orange and yellow, little like light brown. Archangel Ezekiel connects to Archangel Haniel. They're all very chatty tonight. Thank you, Archangel Haniel. Thank you for sleep. Archangel Haniel is coming in, you know, very muted, like light pink. And she's connecting to Archangel Daniel. Thank you, Archangel Daniel. Thank you for humor. And he's coming in. He's coming in tonight as like an electric pink. So this is cool. They like to surprise me. They cut for people who watch my channel. You can see they like to add a little bit of flair. It's so corny, you guys, but they're joking. So like I said, these are the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, and the tall whites. There are more archangels if you'd like to study that. And there are more archangels to pray to. This team, their energy goes down. Also, like I said, they are the Galactics, the Galactic Federation. And you can see that I didn't mention reptilians. Reptilians are not a part of my team, but I do respect reptilians. They are 50% of Earth. So Earth is 50% reptilians around, and 50% galactic beings. And that's the definition that we're using because since the beginning, when God created humanity, the discovery was that the reptilians are very comfortable on Earth. It is the more popular way of being. But you can watch my other videos that describe all of that. But anyway, let's get on with the reading, and let's welcome back, well, she's been here, Miss Aretha Franklin, yay! So another reason why I call her Miss is, you know, she's very independent, and when she was here as Aretha Franklin, she didn't connect romantically with a soulmate or a twin flame, so that's why we're calling her Miss. Also, know you guys, they're trying to, and Aretha is really helping me with this, they're trying to have me see everything that I say has meaning. So pay attention to that. It might be a message to you, but I'm going to try not to just speed past things that they tell me. And you know, I've been sitting with her and talking, and they've reminded me, and she's talked to me about the importance of this work that I'm doing, and the importance of the things that I say, and the importance of the things I forget to say. And she's really helping me with that because it's been very challenging. She really had me watch the last 2 videos that I did with people who were alive. I did like a pre-video with them and then a video. And there were times where I could have sworn I shook my head yes in agreement with them, or I validated them on something, or I complimented them, and it was in my head. And that's just a part of speaking telepathically to spirit. Sometimes I do that with people on Earth, and now they're really having me work on that because I don't want to do that. It can be invalidating, and also just not how I truly feel. So also, if you feel like you're galactic, if you feel like you are an intuitive medium, introvert, she's saying autistic, neurodivergent, she's reminding me. So if you feel like you are any of that, most likely you are galactic. And all galactics fall somewhere on the spectrum of autism, ADHD, neurodivergency. We are all unique, so you could have, and we have different levels, and it can change throughout your lifetime too. Depending on what you're working on, you could have a brain injury. Okay, so Aretha is her energy is coming through me. So she's very articulate. She's really emphasizing how words have meaning. She's choosing her words. She's giving me that message to give to you guys. And she's saying, oh, she's given me a lot of, it's through Jesus. They together have been giving me messages through, you can check out my shorts. And she's been giving me messages in all kinds of ways through music, and she wants to remind you all that they give you messages through music, through electronics, like what can come up on your For You page. They can help with that. They try to talk to you in all kinds of ways, and they would like you to set up your own language with them. Let me take off my glasses for a minute. So, yes, she's on a horse. She's chilling. She said she's chilling. She's petting the horse. She's really working with animals on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to, that was short-lived with my glasses. I'm going to go through my notes. So I talk to them in all kinds of ways. I do automatic writing. So here I have notes that I've done, and I've also, she's just talked to me. So I did like a talk to text, which we'll get into. So I have just kept writing and writing. You should see there's not one space on these papers. So right here I wrote her favorite song that she sang was Son of a Preacher Man. And it's funny because she was the daughter of a preacher, so that really makes sense. So she covered that song. And also, guys, if you want to stop the video and listen to her, I don't know how much you like to deep dive into these reads, but I highly recommend you do that, or in the next few days, just listen to her. She's amazing. Her voice is beautiful. The voice of an angel. And yeah, so, okay. One of her most popular songs is Respect. What you want? Ooh, baby, I got it. Sorry, that hurt my neck a little bit. It's okay. So her energy is like coming through me. She has been dubbed the Queen of Soul. Let me just say her name again. Aretha Franklin is how you say it. So I'll just let you all know where she is in this group. I didn't mention it, so let's go back to this circle. She is Arcturian. So the Arcturians, this whole group is Arcturian. My group in the 12th dimension is Arcturian, Pleiadian, and Tall White. Now she is just 1 degree off. So she is the child. I almost said grandchild, but no. She's confirming. She is the child of Archangel Metatron. So, all of these archangels represent a soul group, And the soul root for the galactics, it just goes out and down. You know, someday I'll make a video about the soul groups of reptilians and how that has come about. But anyway, so remember this group, this circle here. We have Metatron here on the left. He's he vibrates in a very heavy Arcturian energy. And she is the child of Archangel Metatron. That's why he was like, he has so much to say, but we're going to have her talk. But they're together. There are actually a lot of souls with them. She is with a soul, Chris Christopherson, and she had me look him up very quickly. He passed away not too long ago. And so also to let you all know, so Metatron is my child. So she is, that's why I said grandchild. She is my grandchild. And I'll make more videos explaining this. So when she was here on Earth, her birthday was March 25th, 1942. And so she was an Aries when she was here. So she also took on that energy. And she passed away August 16th, 2018. And it's interesting because she was born in Memphis, and you know, that is very synchronous with Elvis, Archangel Gabriel. And then she passed in Detroit, which is also, you know, it was a heavily musical city. She passed from pancreatic cancer, and she's just saying yes. Because when she was here, she was very, let the sirens go. I'll have just a drink here. When she was here, she was very secretive about certain things, and her medical conditions were one of them. So that's why she's saying very loud and clear, I had pancreatic cancer. She's saying I'm independent, I'm a miss, and I had pancreatic cancer. But she's also saying I would have loved to have been like a wife to my twin flame or a soulmate. And she's really representing that balance, that she would have liked to have been a Mrs. also. Both are good, and she's saying either whatever you are, embrace that and try to get to where you want to be. She wishes she had, she said she settled, and it goes with her background, but she wishes she had been more proactive in picking a partner. Okay, it's so, guys, as like she's talking to me and as I'm reading, it's exactly what she's saying. So, and I've been writing this, so I probably wrote this part like a month ago. So this is just it's always uncanny, and it just always is astonishing to me that they do this. I'll never take this for granted. So while she was here, she sang gospel, played piano, she sang pop and soul. And she was here at a time where they just put it all together. And she sang when she was born. It was very special too. That was really like the beginning of sort of in between, like the old greatest generation and the boomers. So it was a very optimistic time, which helped her out. You know, there were a lot of negatives during that time period, but she's saying that's a positive. Yeah, she learned how to keep things secret. That was a huge, huge part of her experience, being born into the family she was born into. And as a galactic being, many of you will probably resonate with this. She was put into her family. Her father was dark reptilian, to change the family dynamic, to break the generational curse. And that's what she had decided, her contract, before she came. And it goes back that she had been in this family before, and she's just saying we collectively, we come back to help our family lineage. And her, myself, many of you, many of us are you know, a part of a few different physical, like DNA lineages on Earth, and spiritual lineages. So her mission was to break the generational curse of her family, and she was successful at that. It was rough in some ways. She did not she's talking to me. She's like, I did not escape that life unscathed. So I have comments here. Now, spiritually, her daughter, child, so she is the child of Archangel Metatron, the grandchild of Archangel Uriel, me. Her child is actually Jennifer Hudson. So Jennifer Hudson played her. She had me watch the movie. The movie is called Respect, you know, based off her popular song. And Jennifer Hudson is her child. So it would be like my great-grandchild, spiritually. And, but, you know, we can see also physically when Aretha Franklin was here in her last lifetime, she was African American. So how could she, you know, be my child? So in my spiritual group, you know, in order for her to physically, this is like sacred geometry, guys, but in order for her to be like physically my child in a lifetime, it would be like me with my soulmate, who is not twin flame, but one of my soulmates is Biggie Smalls. So saying I was with him. And she's also the child of, and he's coming through right now, the child of Martin Luther King Jr. And so he's Archangel Uriel, and he is a soulmate of mine, not my twin flame. So how would that work here on Earth? Like, because, you know, I was a child when Martin Luther King was here, so obviously we wouldn't have dated. But what that means is if the conditions were right, like we were the right ages, and you know, it was fated, and the conditions were right that we would meet each other, then like the soul of Martin Luther King Jr. would be somebody that would be good for me to be in a relationship with, if I was not with my twin flame. So that's the best way I can describe it. All of these things I will be making videos on, I promise. But right now, guys, because I get tons of messages and emails, people asking me to make more videos. And right now, I am doing the best I can, making as many videos and shorts as I can, and also doing like biographies, spiritual reads on famous people. So I do that in my community section on YouTube and on Instagram. So under the same name, Tamra, the Judeo-Christian Medium, you can check out Instagram and pull up like famous people, and I do psychic reads on them. So, and biographies. She's saying, very good. You're communicating very well tonight. Thank you. It's rough. Okay, so I made a short about this, and so Jesus co-signed this. And I told Shanna, who's alive, I did a video with her, and I told her this. I can't remember if it was the pre-video or video that you all are seeing, but she's wanted to make clear that fame is the most addictive drug in humanity on Earth right now. So what that means is she's saying insidious, and her and Jesus tried to explain it to me, that it can really, and has been, it's so hard to put into words. It's a whole book. We can see it with social media, that it supersedes, like, well, because it's power, money, status is all included in fame, but it's really even higher than that in addiction. Meaning, like, if you think of an addiction, that people will choose that over love, family, loyalty, responsibility, morality. Yeah, she's saying really, really people choose that over morality. And she's saying, like, you could have the most moral person, and she's just showing me like social media where can corrupt even the most moral person, like to get like the likes and the subscribers can just be so addictive that it can supersede people's relationships and their responsibility and their morality. Like she's saying, many people can be moral in like so most areas of their life, and even like our truth seekers and speak the truth. And Archangel Michael is saying that's the Galactic Federation, is we are truth seekers, and we are supposed to you know, be seeking truth and be responsible towards truth. There's also a time of diplomacy. And this has been very confusing for humanity. And Jesus was talking to me about this today, about like, well, where does it come through? Because Mary Magdalene, you know, had a lifetime. Spirit of Mary Magdalene was also Esther. And I just made a short about that. So Esther had to cover up who she was, cover up her being Jewish. So guys, they're trying, and the Bible tried, and the Torah has tried to give you all, I'm trying to give you all messages, but Jesus and Aretha would like you to know, it's not 100%, it's not perfect, it's not always. There are times where diplomacy comes through, there are times where, you know, it could be life or death, where you need to not tell the whole truth. That's not the same as being a truth seeker, like just wanting to know the truth. And Aretha is saying also, guys, in relationships, when you meet your person, even if it's your twin flame, she's saying like there were times in her life where she just kept secrets that it was not necessary. But she's also saying you don't have to tell anybody on earth all of your secrets. That's not the same as being a truth seeker. And I know that might be hard. It was hard for me. They're explaining it to me. I sort of lived that way, and I found it very upsetting if I was with someone that Aretha's saying there's like a line, like a creepy truth, like it's hard to put into words, but like she's saying it breaks up a lot of couples. That also it's a dark reptilian energy to have this need to know like every dark secret about your partner. It's actually not love. It's more like an interrogation, and they don't have to tell you everything. So we'll explore this in other videos. It's you know, a very complicated topic. So let's move on. She had a very complicated life mission that's written right here. She struggled with addiction, and many of you watching will see that that is part of the Metatron spiritual group, and that comes from Archangel Uriel, and that comes from actually my twin flame. And this is no judgment. It's we all have our strengths and weaknesses, but try to think of it like this. It's no judgment. It's that the flip side of an addiction is, you know, wanting to have a good time. We'll just leave it there. It can just go into addiction if the circumstances are right in someone's life. Yeah, she was addicted to, she's like, booze and cigarettes, very much the words of that time period, booze. Sorry guys, I am so sore. Okay, so, many don't realize that she was very intelligent when she was here. That was more hidden. She said I was the package, but she hid that because she didn't want it to detract from her attractiveness, which is a part of the time period and part of like her persona. So she led with her physical attractiveness, and she's is and was very beautiful. You can look up her pictures, her outfits, you know, her, and she's wearing a silver lame outfit. She's like, I wish I had worn more silver. She wore a lot of gold and furs, and now she's wearing silver and like a white fur. She loved that she was able to get to the truth with music. You know, she's wrote the song Respect, and that was a huge thing of that time, which, you know, was part of the women's movement, was to get respect. And her and Jesus and my team have all said that's been hijacked, that cause has been hijacked by the dark reptilian energy. I haven't really described that in this video, but you can check that out. What does it mean to be dark reptilian? And what that means is reptilians tend to be more invulnerable than starseeds, and sometimes when they are tempted, they become a dark reptilian here on Earth, and they connect to this dark reptilian energy that hangs out in the fourth dimension that preys on humanity. It's you know, most people would know that as the devil. But anyway, so that has hijacked the women's movement. The women's movement was about women wanting to be treated with respect. You know, if they were to get a job, if they, which is having a career is, you know, Aretha had a career, I've had a career. It is the life mission of some women, and some women it's a life mission to be a mom or both. But how it's been hijacked by the dark reptilian energy is making every woman work, and every woman being a working mother at the same time, and just what we have today, the mess that we have today. The fierce competition, and that's one aspect, and having women in the workplace, in companies who don't want to be there, or are dark reptilian, and bring a dark reptilian energy to the workplace, and what that can look like. Aretha is saying how it's been hijacked, what that can look like. Just one example in the workplace would be just a whole workplace full of women who all want to be in charge, who are all actually don't want to be there. They don't, and here we go with the word JFK. JFK is here, and JFK Jr. They've come through before. This is a year, and what I'm talking about rights and responsibilities. And we've gotten to a place of a dark feminine, dark reptilian energy is a dark feminine energy. It's a taking energy, but it's been cloaked in this woman's movement. Does that mean every woman that's working now is dark reptilian? No. It's very complicated. But that energy has taken over, and where you see that energy is a group where everybody wants to be in charge, but they don't want the responsibility of being in charge, so things aren't actually getting done. And we're going back to this Doge idea. This is all connected, and too much money is being spent. So she's saying it's a situation that is not sustainable, where now everybody wants to be in charge, to be wealthy, and many people aren't qualified for the job and don't even actually want to be there, don't want to do the job. So lots of finger pointing, and people just going to work to try to get other people to do the work. She's saying that's how the dark reptilian energy has taken over. This idea of, what she's saying about was just like respect. I'm just looking at the time, like respect for women. And that's not what she was singing about. What's happening now was not what she was fighting for. And she's saying is not what many women were fighting for during the women's movement. That it's she says it's gotten out of control. Excuse me just 1 minute, put some lip balm on. Yeah, they've been reminding me to when you talk like this, you get dehydrated. So they've been reminding me to stay hydrated. If you want to go, she had me look her up on Wikipedia, just to get some facts. And guys, if you watch my videos, I have ADHD. I have terrible handwriting. If I say a wrong date or something, a little fact, it could be a little fact that's wrong that they don't even correct me on Wikipedia. And a date could be, I could say a 2 instead of an 8, which I've said before, and that's just my really bad handwriting. I'm doing my best. Some things that I write down they have me look up facts, because it's easier for me to confirm. Like, I write things down and then I'm like, are we ready? And they say yes. So anyway, they don't come through, like Aretha didn't come through and say to me, I was born on 3/25/1942, like in my head. She had me look up the information. I write it down and then I tell you guys. And then it's mixed in, like as I'm like writing stuff out, she's giving me messages. So anyway, look her up on Wikipedia if you'd like. She, you guys, has the cutest signature like I've ever seen. It's adorable. So you could look that up. Okay, there's a message here about why she kept secrets. There's secrets that she kept. Some she had to. She said she would have been taken out if she told a lot of her truths. She had a very intense mission, and it was one of her hardest lifetimes. We won't get into her lifetimes. Maybe in the future I will. But that even though it was amazing and she loved singing, it was one of her hardest lifetimes. She was a very obedient child. Oops. Lose my notes here. But she did fulfill her mission. Okay, moving on here. Congratulations on fulfilling your mission. She said thank you. Yeah, Rolling Stone considered her to be the greatest singer of all time. Yeah, that song Respect, really, she meant it when she sang it. She was talking about her dad. She worshipped her dad. She had a loving mom. Her dad, unfortunately, was dark reptilian. We'll get a bit into that. Oh, this reading is gonna get hard, guys. If you know anything about Aretha Franklin, I've also been putting off doing this reading because of things that she's told me that she would like me to tell you all. It's just very difficult. Talking a little bit about one of her sons, Teddy Richard, who is Arcturian. She wishes he had kept her name, and she's saying one of he's a little too humble, which is sweet, but she wishes he sort of grandstanded more. If he's watching this, she would like you to grandstand more. Put yourself out there more than you have. But he's enjoying his life, enjoying his music. So she says, let this be a message to you. You need to use what we got. She's like, saying it like sassy. You need to use what you've got. Looks, talent, strangeness. Don't hide it. She wishes, you've said this before, exercised, so I won't repeat things you've said. She said she's very hard to teach. She had built up a lot of defense mechanisms. So that can be a galactic thing too, is, it's the duality. She had a duality of, she worked from a very young age. So she, it was hard to, even though she was taken advantage of by many, especially her father and then her partners, it was hard to teach her things because she was so talented. And she's saying, let that be a lesson to you. If you're talented and you're successful, there are still things that you should try to be humble and be able to learn. And also, just because if you're very successful in one area, she says you still need to take care of yourself, have regular dental checkups, take care of your health. That like being rich and famous didn't protect her from illness. But it's also because of what she went through as a child that she had built these walls too. Okay, she's really wanting to talk about overeating. She's saying, guys, you have this lifetime, you have many lifetimes. Most of you throughout your life will either eat 2 or 3 meals a day. It's plenty of time to enjoy food. She's saying just being overweight is from eating too much. And she's trying to explain there's no need to overeat. There's always your next meal. There's always tomorrow. She's saying that's a huge problem for people of today. Their meals are too big. She's saying, how do you know you're eating too many calories? You're overweight. It's, even though she was big and sassy, she's saying she's not saying it's cool or okay to be overweight. Health-wise, it's very life-shortening, very bad. It's very hard on your joints and your heart. And she's saying there's really no need for it. With all of the, she's saying with all of the eating opportunities that you have, there's no need to overeat ever. And yes, there are conditions where you could have a thyroid issue and you suddenly glow up, or a hormonal problem. There's that too. But also she's saying, like, if you're overweight, there are tons of medical conditions that you could have that you wouldn't even know you had, because a symptom of the medical condition is, or a cause, you might think a medical symptom is a cause, is from being overweight. So it can mask disease too. Oh, she's with George Michael. She is got to hang out a lot with other starseeds in her group. So she hung out and sang with George Michael. She hung out with Martin Luther King, which is, you know, spiritually is her grandfather. So she was lucky in that way. She says many galactics that are watching now that have come here, and part of their dynamic is to break a generational curse. She's saying that unfortunately many don't end up connecting with their spiritual family on Earth. If you know, if you're coming in and you have family members, like especially parents that are reptilian, that can happen. But she was lucky that she got to do that. She wrote down all these songs she wants you to listen to, like Say a Little Prayer, Knew You Were Waiting, Natural Woman, I Never Loved a Man the Way I Loved You. She won 18 Grammys. She's a living legend. She's been inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, many Hall of Fames. She's won a Pulitzer Prize. So I'm going to talk a little bit about her father. This is very hard. His name was C.L. Franklin. He has passed. He was a Baptist minister, dark reptilian, very famous, hung around with very famous people. He was a psychopath, very manipulative, cunning, I'm gonna say segs, perverted, deviant. He went with Aretha. He went through with everyone in his family cycles of ABUSE, and he simultaneously spoiled her, and kind of like called her princess and queen and showboated her, but also abused her. So this is really difficult to say, but so I did talk to text for her children. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But anyway, her first spouse, Ted White, was reptilian. Second spouse, Glenn Turman, is a mixture, a little more compatible, of reptilian, Arcturian, but not a soulmate. Oh, goodness. So if you guys know Aretha Franklin, you guys know what I'm working up to. I'll get to it. She sang gospel as a child, started singing for the adults when she was 12, sang in church, toured with Martin Luther King, incredibly confused by her father. very gaslit by him, very afraid of him. A lot of times she's very disassociated. She didn't realize a lot of times she connected to this team. She connected through to Jesus and Metatron, through singing, through trauma that she had experienced. She would leave her body and connect to this group. But she chose not to. She did remember some of it, but she chose not to like overdo her spiritual connection, because it came through in her singing and would have detracted from her career. And so many of you who are intuitive, galactic, who feel like you might connect to this group, it might be to a certain level, and that might be so that it doesn't have a negative effect on what you're trying to achieve. But at the same time, always try to connect more. Always try to create a personal connection with them. She did have a lot of fun, a lot of good times, good vibes, nice clothes, merriment. And she learned that from a very young age. It all started at 12. She was SA'd. You can look that up. So SEGS, ABUSED. This is very, very hard for me to say. So I just want to set the scene for you guys. I want to try to get you all to understand. She wants you all to understand this. This team has been trying to explain this, and many people who have come through. There is a dark reptilian energy that is so dark. It's very strong, pervasive in the world right now. It has been. It's been very strong in the entertainment industry, the music industry, religion, in churches. You know, her father was a preacher, and they want to explain it in this way too, because I've had to explain, you know, dark things, and many people try to picture it in their mind, and they can't. But they want you to understand that there's often people are just out of their minds when they're committing acts, and you know, they're just showing me like SA within families, within friend groups, groups of people, getting to, you know, having sex, of all ages. And she wants you to understand, like, when it happened to her, it was presented to her in this way of it being normal and a duty and a secret. Like, this is what everybody does behind closed doors. This is what men want. Like, this is just what's expected of you. So being somehow told, like, this is a secret, it's our business, it's our secret. And okay, she wants me to, you know, be very clear that this is her father, and this happened when she was 12, and it was mixed in with other men, so it was confusing. It was also presented to her that she was doing this because she's very special, and it was also with substances. So she was given substance that night, or she was out of it, and alcohol. So she's going back to when she got pregnant when she was 12. It was the first time she sang as a group. She's saying it was like a Quint and Sarah. She's showing me all these different religious groups. Like, unfortunately, in that group, her father was a part of. Basically, it was like she was becoming an adult that night. And this doesn't excuse it, but the people that she was with during that time period were also out of their mind on substances and alcohol. It doesn't make it right, but it makes it more understandable. Because I've told many of you before too that the dark reptilian energy is alcohol and substances opens up a portal to them. Now you have to understand, if someone's already a dark reptilian, which her father already was, then he does substances, he connects more, he gives her substances. But anyway, this was a secret that she had. It did not continue throughout her lifetime, but they were together, and she was together with some other men at that time. That set her up for a lifetime of, she oftentimes led with that. Like, it's not that she was aggressive with sex, but she just the way that she's saying, like, the very first time, she wants you to picture this. So the very first time that she was with you know who I just said, unfortunately, and with another grown man, the way that she wants to make, this is very important, the way that the first time you're with someone and how it makes you feel and how you learn to connect through sex, it can end up being a lifetime. How you will connect through your lifetime, unless you they'd like you to, you know, pray to this team, pray to your team to change that. The way that she connected was, it was a combination of, she said she didn't feel like she wasn't sovereign over her body, like she had control. The way that she gave up control of her body, she felt that it was a positive thing, and she just gelled. And it also brought in, like, what she felt was a connection, because she's saying her family wasn't affectionate, so she got this surge of love and affection, and then combined with it all swirled together, like the singing and the substances and the intimacy. But she thought other people did that too, but kept it a secret. Like, her father presented the idea to her that everybody does this behind closed doors. It's a secret. It's love. And it's also a compliment. Like, you're so, beautiful. And it's just not a good way to learn about sex. And it negatively affected her partnerships and who she chose, and the amount of she accepted. She was overly accepting of partners, and she, if you take anything from this reading, she would like everybody to go back into their childhood and excavate their childhood and see where, whatever patterns you have, good or bad, see where they started, and how pervasive they are, how they just continue. She wishes like she had gone to therapy and she had figured out where her negative patterns, accepting of really bad behavior, violence and physical, ABUSE, she accepted really bad behavior, and she's saying some rumors were true. And please also understand that in order for her to survive, she had to keep some secrets, and her secrets, she's saying they weren't just about her. They would have destroyed her family. Yes. And that's where she's saying sometimes you do have to keep secrets, to keep it between you and God and Jesus and your spiritual team, because some secrets are so bad. Some secrets are so bad you can't share them while you're here. So she is sharing that secret now, but she was not able to share that while she was here. But it's really tough, because even now, she doesn't want to be a freak show for you all, a sideshow, a joke, because she's not. She had something bad happen to her. There was a negative result. It was her first child, and that has happened throughout history. And with her first child, we can see the result of so her first child, he's a very happy soul. He's Arcturian, but he's was born with many physical and mental mental ailments because of unfortunately, you know, what happened with her and her father. You know, it stopped after that. She was with, unfortunately, another grown man, and then went on to be with her partners. And unfortunately, her father was with another 12-year-old girl, and because of his power and influence, was not charged because of the time period, and because so many people, this is the fame thing. Fame, which came with the power and money, in their whole group, and then throughout her lifetime, was put above these problems that happened. Oh, sorry guys, it's just very heavy. It's very hard to explain. And she was really shortchanged by that. On the one hand, she's glad that people didn't demand to know. She had a lot of power and fame, as her father did, and the people they hung out with. It's just, she's saying it, you know, life here on earth is, it's like all about, make no mistake, she's saying it's all about power and connections, popularity and fame. Not that there are loving people, there are giving people throughout history, but in the general public, this is what rules. And there are different rules for different groups, but it works against them because, like for her, she didn't get the help that she needs. And that can go down through the generations. And she's saying it's really unfair. This is might be a strange thing she's saying, but it's a message to you. It's really unfair, she's saying, like, you know, depending on what family that you're in and what group that you're in, like, some people are scapegoated, and not only can they not get away with anything, but they're blamed for things they didn't even do. And then she's saying, with power and fame and prestige, like, people can just keep getting away with stuff and getting away with stuff and getting away with stuff. And like people don't care. They don't care to know the truth. They're not going to demand the truth. And you know, throughout history, Jesus went up against that, lost his life for that. You know, many lifetimes I've been in, I lost my life for that. But she's saying, if you're watching this and you've ever been scapegoated, blamed for things you didn't do, accused of things, been overly judged, she wants you to know it's probably not just like you. Most likely it's not you, especially if you're watching this. She's saying, like, absolutely. It's just that you don't have any power. or you were put in a very weak position. So let me move on here with the notes. Oh, we got through that. She's saying her father ended up being taken out. It was, people said it was due to substances, but it was due to vendetta, due to his, she's saying piss poor behavior, his ill treatment of people, that he ran into the wrong people, and they just didn't put up with it. And he had gotten away with it for years. It's funny, when I found out she was my grandchild, it was like, hi, I wrote it here. Oh my goodness. And I forgot with the people who are alive, when I had them on my channel, I forgot to like have them introduce themselves to the team and have them like be like, hi. Anyway, she made a note of that. She kind of gave me notes, like saying like I can go too fast. Okay, trying to get to the messages. She just has a message here. She felt bad about believing the bad stuff about Trump before she passed, not knowing he was Archangel Michael. Someone will always put in the comments like, how dare you say that? But it's okay. She's very disappointed in the amount of crime and violence in the African American community now. Against each other. And she's saying there have been many things that have made the situation worse. This racial tension, racial division. Unfortunately, the BLM movement started out good and then ended up making things worse. And she really, really doesn't like seeing that. She said this whole movement has ended up biting themselves in the butt. She's saying some good things have come out of it. Some people have been able to ride the wave and made a name for themselves, or got themselves in positions. So it hasn't been all bad. All right, so let me now get to the notes that I talked into. Probably a lot of them are the same, but let me just see if there's anything else that she said to me that I want to tell you all. And then I'll ask her. There's a whole list of songs, guys, that she wrote that she's proud of that many people don't know. So Call Me, Daydreaming, Dr. Feelgood, Let's Get Away, Rock Steady, School Spirit, Selfish, Spirit in the Dark, Since You've Been Gone, Think, Who's Zooming Who, so you can look those up. Then I just randomly, she had me listen to Dolly Parton, people who she loves, Donna Summer, Marvin Gaye, the Isley Brothers, the Gap Band, this song Word Up. Uh, she talked a little bit about Lily Phillips. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she's one of the women. She's on an OnlyFans, which Aretha does. She's wagging. She does not like that. She's saying it's prostitution. It's very sad what this woman Lily Phillips is doing. She's saying Lily Phillips is reptilian and started out like her parents are reptilian. And so when I say invulnerable, reptilians put an emphasis on being cool, and it's in a different way than, there is some overlap, but it's different than galactics. Like galactics like to showcase their talent. They'd be very cool with oftentimes like fashion and things like that. Are oftentimes icons, or like people copy them, their fashion, the music, the ideas, things they do, ways of being. You can look through the history of people that I've talked about on my channel. But in a case like Lily Phillips, she's using her as an example of like, Lily was raised to be cool. Like, oh, sex is cool, it's whatever. And so she's rode on that with her looks, and Metatron says, no pun intended. Stop. So Metatron is was the Buddha, Robin Williams. You can just imagine his humor. Aladdin, just very bump. I love you. He's so funny. So that's what's driving her, is like, she's like, I'm cool, this is a cool thing to do, and I can make money. And you can even listen to her if you want to know how like a typical reptilian talks. It's just da, 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 da. Like it's very hard for me. I feel the energy. You guys can try to research that yourself. I mean, just like who I've said is reptilian, and see what characteristics they have. I do that. They tell me who is reptilian, and then I see it. I'm starting to see it more. I'm not 100% accurate, but so Lily Phillips is like, her parents are cool, she's pretty, and so it just snowballed. Like, so she's cool, she's of this era, she's pretty, she's what men like. So she's like, well, might as well do this, like have an Only page, and is that what it's called? OnlyFans. Might as well have an OnlyFans, and this is how things just kind of snowball. Not just for reptilians, things just snowball. Like once you accept one thing that is evil or dark reptilian, and selling your body and stuff, they're not judging. Jesus is coming through, and Mother Mary, they're not judging. Like, there have been times where like it was starve to death or do that. But in the case of Lily Phillips, like, it's just about being cool. Like, it's just so basic. And Aretha Franklin is really like against it. Aretha is also wants to talk about like how much she loved partying, how she loved connecting with people. That was like the only way she knew how, and a lot of it she really enjoyed. She, like my team has talked about this too, she would like people to find a way that, if they can, a balanced way to socialize and to be honest with yourself. Like, she loved looking good, smelling good, wearing nice clothes, going out. She's saying that's missing in our culture. That's been demonized. That's been made into a dark reptilian thing, like, especially for the younger generation, like, just, they have nowhere to go. Dancing has been made dark. Everything has been made seedy and dark and like bad. And so she's saying that with readings like this, and with when people start to there will be more of a golden era that I've talked about, that people will start to have more financial security, that people are going to want to connect again and dance and wear nicer clothes, go out, meet each other. Now, of course, I'm wearing this now. This is very like masculine, very of this time period, like this sweatshirt, but this is for the videos. Like, I practice what they preach, which is a part of me because I'm part of this group. But like, I do go out, I do dress well on occasion. They'd like me to upload pictures of, they would like me to promote more like looking good, smelling good, feeling good, through my behavior too. But they're encouraging that. They're saying there's going to be a trend of that. So get it together, guys. But also, if any of you are depressed and maybe that is missing from your life, it's a simple thing. She's saying it is. She's saying you're being coy with the maybe. Like, it's not natural to just work and not, throughout history, like, people have worked hard so that we could make nice clothes and music and food and dance and art and, you know, entertainment. She's saying theater and movies have stayed, you know, pretty popular, but all this other stuff is, and she's saying, like, don't always make it so spiritual and corny, you guys, like movement and dance. And she's making fun of like modern, like, I'm going to this class and that class. Like, yes, keep in shape, but that's not a social outlet like you think. Like, humanity is not above like going on nice dates and getting dressed up and going out. And many of you, especially if you do have very strong morals, have maybe put all of that into a category of being shallow, and like, you don't need that and you don't want to waste money on that. And so she's saying that's how the dark reptilian energy can come in and feed off of humanity too. Like, the dark reptilian energy feeds off of our vices and our virtues. Now, you guys, if you haven't watched my videos, look up what it means to be a dark reptilian, like I said before, but I'll just tell you, well, I explained it. They said, okay, move on. So, she bit off more than she could chew in her mission. She had good times. She wishes she had slowed down and become a mentor, teaching others how to sing, spending more time with her children, and teaching others how to write songs. That's a big thing that's missing now. And she mentioned Jennifer Hudson, how there are many good singers now who, you know, are covering old songs, but there's not enough good songwriting now. So if you are interested in that, she would, that's really missing now. She'd love people to at least try to do that. It's a very tough thing to do. It can, people, it can really, you know, mess with people's pride. But if you have any skills in writing, songwriting, lyrics come to you, she's saying, please write them down. If you're a musician, please. She's saying, so many people now, like, people are just getting all onto the same paths, copying each other, and being sort of close. She's showing me parallel, but not doing what they should be doing. And this is also very Archangel Uriel me, like helping people with their mission. Yeah, she's saying, like, so many people are doing a parallel thing, trying to do a parallel thing to what they're doing. Like, she did it, like, just always being out on the circuit when she was meant to, like, mentor, teach. She did write songs. She's proud of that. But she's saying many of you, like if you're spiritual, you know, I did it. I did a lot of parallel things myself. So she's saying, use yourself as an example. Like, you know, like, instead of being a medium, I read tarot. So that's one good example. Okay. They want me to move on. She wants me to move on. She had a bit of a jealous streak, and that's because it was because she was raised to be really aware of the male gaze, and she wishes, like, she didn't feel that way, and it's part of her original experience, you know, from when she was 12, with the whole beauty and talent thing. She wishes she said there was absolutely no reason for her to ever be competitive with other women. And this is a message to you all, like, it's a waste of time. Like, do your thing, support others. And she's saying where we're at now, women are not supporting other women. And this is across all boards. Even though she said that it's ironic that with this huge women's movement that women are not supporting each other. She's going back to the companies, saying how catty and competitive that women are now, not all, but working together. And then they're simultaneously saying like, you know, go women, women's lib. Yeah. So, yeah, first husband, reptilian, second husband, Arcturian, reptilian. She talked about her oldest son has special needs, lives in assisted living. Second son, Arcturian, reptilian. Oh, no, her first son is half and half, mixture of Arcturian and reptilian, her son with special needs. Second son is Arcturian. Teddy Richards, who's a singer, a gospel singer, sings with a band. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. And then her youngest son, Kekulf. I don't mean to say that weird, Kekulf. He is reptilian. He's doing well for himself. He's, let's see, the son. Of former manager Ken Cunningham has received her mansion. Anyway, he's doing well. She wants to make another point to you all. Be very specific in your will. Okay, moving on from that. Oh, she's talking about Creedence Clearwater Revival. She loved that song, Proud Mary, and she could see from the other side, like, that song, you know, was written by this group, downloaded. Really interesting. She's talking about how that song is about having different perspectives, like living in the city of New Orleans and then going on the boat, the Proud Mary, and seeing your own city. She said sometimes it's good to leave your city or to do touristy things and try to see your city as a tourist would, which is a message in that song, Proud Mary. Proud Mary. Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'll have to look that up too and see. I know that Tina Turner sang that. Yeah. She had me listen to Tina a few times. We'll keep Tina off to the side. Yeah. They're saying we'll talk about Tina in the future. She's just ranting in some of these notes. False humility bothers her. She's just dishing it. She's like people that are obviously famous. She's mentioned Kevin Bacon, like Kevin Bacon's, that whole thing where people have said this expression, like, there was this thing when I was growing up, what degree of Kevin Bacon are you? And then he's come forward being like, I don't feel like I'm famous. She said, please, child. So specific. She doesn't like that false humility. Yes, and one of the reasons she loved to party is, think about being a woman in that time. It was like, she looks back and she's so mad about how men, well, not now, I mean, she's at peace, but like, she had no idea, like, men thought of her as like just always like coming on to them, and seeing all women, not all women, but like a lot of women like out partying, that they were, she liked male attention, but she's describing it as like she loved witty banter and, you know, like I said, looking good, smelling good, all of that stuff. And she was annoyed to find out that the shallowness of some men, and how some men talked about her, that she said it's a pretty woman curse too, of like her wanting to be friendly and have fun. She said she never came on to men. Like, she accepted some men's advances that she shouldn't have, because she wasn't taught that, like, to reject men. But that's not the same. Like, she says it's a lie. It's not about like her being annoyed. It's a lie that she said many men thought that she, by being her witty, effervescent self, was coming on to them because she would be that way around them, like just be her galactic self. And they took that as, and many of you maybe have experienced this, I have, they took that as her, all that galactic energy and her intellect and her beauty and her flair. They're saying again, yeah, because they're all talking, like her sense of style, that was all for them. And she's saying, especially like just some duds, like talentless duds who she just bumped into, you know, and they have that one story, and then she would be she's an entertainer, and the dud guy would think she was doing all of that and had all of that galactic energy for them, the dud. It's funny. Okay, let's get through this. This video is getting really long. She's saying Trump will handle will get a handle, try to work on the opioid crisis. Yeah, she's saying it's really, really bad that the drug meth, my channel's gonna get flagged, really connects people to the dark reptilian energy, which, well, let me tell you guys, I'm like, wagging my finger, sorry, but like, that's a word that you can't really use on the internet, reptilian. If you guys do not use the word reptilian in my comments, because YouTube will delete those comments. So use, like, you could say dark rep, or you can put in like a picture of a snake if you want to talk about it. But she's saying the strong opioids of today are connecting people really hard to the dark reptilian energy, and that's why you're just seeing people all over the place just talking, you know, like I am. I'm a medium. I'm talking to spirit, but so are they. And also understand, like, if you're a target of the dark reptilian energy, like, you can't be around, like, I don't mean to be mean, but like, you can try to help the homeless, but if the dark reptilian energy wants to get to you through someone who's under the influence of especially these opioids, someone who's talking, like, they're dangerous, and they could be very dangerous to a galactic being who's on a mission. You have a target, like everyone has a target on their back, but especially you have a target on your back. So that's she wanted to really hit home with that. She's saying, making a plea to people with upbringing like hers, great, have reptilian parents, all that stuff, that please, if you can, be the mentors, the counselors, the teachers, the protectors, if you can. Because unfortunately, she's saying a lot of dark reptilians are getting into these helping positions because they want to have a title, they need to have a job, they think it might be easy work. She's saying, unfortunately, many dark reptilians are going into nursing, have become nurses, social workers, psychologists, preachers like her dad, and it's just not good. But it's because a lot of galactics are not doing what they should be doing and don't want to fight for those positions or get bullied out. Especially of positions like nursing or corporate positions. That's why it's very important for people to do what they're supposed to, what they came here to do. Okay. Yeah, she said, like, some men would call her loose, and she wasn't loose. Even though, we talked about how she felt she was not a loose woman. She's saying, like, try to figure out to have safe fun where you can, especially if you're galactic. But she's saying, be very careful. She's singing that song, After Midnight, we don't let it all hang out. She's saying, so, like, it's balance, like, especially, she's saying, with reptilians and dark reptilians, like, make sure and understand that when you're out, when you're with people, even in general, but especially going out, that people have different agendas. She was very naive with, like, a lot of galactics, autistics, neurodivergents, very naive to what was people's motivations were. So she's making a recommendation, like, have 1-2 drinks max, try to leave before midnight, before people's true intentions come out and you become a victim of their intentions, or you're trying to, like, it's when the arguing, like, people have darkness in them that comes out after, like, 2 drinks after midnight. That's, a lot of you don't want to be a part of that. She's talked about meeting Pavarotti and how fate had how fate lined up where she was clairaudient. She did hear from spirit. She did get downloaded songs, and she could remember music. So she heard Pavarotti sing. She sang his song once, and then he got sick and she filled in for him and she nailed it. So that was fated. That was one of her big moments in life. Yeah, he's Arcturian, Pavarotti, so like they, you know, they're part of the same soul family. And her spirit soared. And then she sang for Pope Francis, who someday I'll tell you all who he is galactically. Not now, because he's still alive. And unfortunately, if I tell you, it could be dangerous for him. Yeah, she signed with Columbia, 18, went to Atlanta, Arista. Now, one thing she got lucky in is many of you have seen in my readings that people get screwed over with who they sign with, they get taken out, but that's where her father and then her husband was very protective of her, and so no record companies messed with her. She said maybe that would have happened later in life had she found herself living alone. Thank God she was not taken out, but you know, it could have happened down the line. And she's just saying, be very careful, anybody, even if you're not in the music industry, living alone. If you're worth anything, you're a target. And you're a target by the dark reptilian energy, not to make you all paranoid, but just aware. Some people have gotten mad at me. They're like, I choose not to live in fear. It's like, okay, I'm not, you know, messing with the love and light thing. It's just, we're on Earth. We're not on the other side. Like, there is a darkness here, a dark reptilian energy. And if you're trying to work for the light, you will be targeted. Oh, she just was writing, she's just telling me her songs I already talked about. Loved, yeah, George Michael, singing with him. Check that out, guys. I knew you were waiting. She's in the movie Blues Brothers. There's so many, there's so much synchronicity here. One day Jesus had me look at my magnets, and they all mean something. They've all connected me to my connections and her. I have a Blues Brothers magnet, and I'm, you know, very connected to them. And Dan Aykroyd, he's what they call an experiencer of this group, of seeing, connecting with them as they came through as like, you know, on a ship. And then he was contacted by the Men in Black, as was I. So there's so many connections here. Yeah, she sold over 75 million records, so many gold, Jump to It album, gold, Who's Zooming Who, platinum. She sang America at WrestleMania. Never Gonna Break My Faith is used at the June 1st, Juneteenth. She sang the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. These are highlights of her life. Performed Ain't No Mountain High Enough on David Letterman, Rolling in the Deep with Adele. Her final performance was at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine in New York, with Arcturian Elton John, for the AIDS Foundation in 2017. She worked right up till the end. So she worked, you guys, consistently from 12 years old until like 6 months before she passed away. Yeah, she did volunteer work for civil rights, women's rights, indigenous rights, got a Presidential Medal of Honor, got to meet lots of celebrities, had a lot of fun. Her mom was Arcturian singer. Yeah, so that's how she changed the family dynamic. Her mom is Arcturian, who she came through her mom, and her dad, unfortunately, her mom married a charming dark reptilian, and Aretha, the reason why her assignment, contract, and everything was so challenging is because, guys, she's very sensitive. She's the child of Metatron. It was almost too much. Like, she almost passed away from the trauma. She had this team helping her, and she knew in advance what her mission was going to be. Oh, yes, so I've described this before we come here, we're shown these like blueprints of like what our mission is, who's going to be, like who the family we're born into, and just how bad it could get. And hers got to the 85th percentile of how bad things could get. Like, if you're into math, don't mean to laugh. But yeah, she's like, what else can you do? But yeah. So she suffered from alcoholism, binge eating, and workaholism. And yes, if I haven't made it clear, I don't know if I did, she was on the autism spectrum and had ADHD, which explains like, impulsive behavior, addictions, and obviously we know it's deeper with her galactic origins, and letting you all know that we don't consider this, myself, the galactic team, we don't consider having autism and ADHD, being on the spectrum and all of that stuff, to be like any sort of handicap or disorder. It's just the way we are. We do understand like the extremes of it, how it can be a handicap on Earth, like, having a very strong learning disability. But try to look at Aretha Franklin through the lens of her being galactic and being on the autism spectrum, and then also being a savant, being so talented, and having ADHD, and being raped, and essayed, and then also just inappropriately being with some older men. The whole shebang, the family secrets and all of that, makes up who Aretha was, and hopefully explains who she was, how she got into those positions, how, being galactic what on Earth people would be considered to be on the spectrum, how that can make you socially naive, how you could go to a party just wanting to communicate and have fun and connect, and how you could go on dates and hoping you're putting your best foot forward and, you know, being your funny, bubbly, she's saying effervescent self, and how that could be misunderstood, especially by reptilians and dark reptilians, and even, you know, galactics who are trying so hard to be cool, to be reptilians, that aren't self-accepting, that aren't on their mission. So, you know, someday I will make a video about galactics who are under a dark reptilian influence, how that's different from an actual dark reptilian, but how you still have to protect yourself. And with that message, she would like to end it with saying, just try to find a balance between being open, having fun, protecting yourself, what you should really keep private, and some things that are just a dark, not that you should even tell your dark family secrets, but you should know that they are dark secrets. Bring them to Jesus. Talk to Jesus about them. She's saying she's available. If you have gone through anything that she's gone through, she's saying, or you just like to chat, if you'd like to listen to my music, listen to my music, pray to me, talk to me. And, you know, I had told the last person who's alive that I interviewed, she asked me how to connect more to the other side, and you know, Jesus was like, "Oh, you're not a medium." He was saying it as like, but then I said it myself, and what I'm trying to say is, if I've ever said on this channel, like, you know, you're not a medium, it just means by trade, by like, you know, doing it like I'm doing it, but that doesn't mean like you can connect to them. Anyone that I've channeled, anyone that you feel a connection to, you know, talk to them, ask them, tell them you want to have a personal relationship, ask them to talk to you, maybe come through a dream, an animal. It's hard for them. They may just appear to you. You can do automatic writing. There's all kinds of things. I promise you guys, I'm very busy. I'm working on a lot of personal things. But in the future, I will make more videos on how to connect to them. Aretha, she's wearing a really cute like cowboy outfit right now, like a very fitted like denim shirt with the cowboy white embroidery. She's wearing a beautiful like tan cowboy hat. She's riding off. She says bye. See you in your dreams. She likes to come through in dreams. Listen to my music. Please. She's turning around like saying, please, please, listen to more music. Connect to us through music. Don't judge your music. Don't be too cool for school. Like what you like. A lot of you secretly like stuff that you think is not cool. Like it, listen to it. And she's giving air kisses. They're all leaving. Jesus is saying bye. Jesus is saying, I love you. My whole team is saying, I love you. They're saying thank you for giving them, listening to them, giving them a platform to talk. Please take the message seriously, messages to protect yourself and others. And that's it for now. Love you all. Good night.